I've been getting a lot of comments lately from people questioning whether some of the doorbells I review would be easy to steal. The answer is, yeah, they're trivial to steal. The reason being, 90% of doorbells on the market use a variant of the same mounting technology, if you can call it that. This is a plastic wall plate, which is attached with only 2 screws through the center, hooks at the top, and a plastic spring clip at the bottom. You hook the video doorbell on the top and clip it to the bottom, and that holds it to the wall. These are not the strongest mounting brackets, and the clips themselves are usually pretty flimsy. They're also secured with one of these, the same pin tool that you would use for a mobile phone SIM tray. Of course, you could just as easily use one of these, a simple paper clip. The reason for this is that the doorbells, typically battery powered being the most popular option, need to be removed every couple of months, best case probably, for charging, or even if they have a replaceable battery, which is not common, the battery is usually on the back, so they would still need to be removed from the wall. Manufacturers, not wanting to make this a chore, have chosen to make it easy to remove them. Unfortunately, this is the typical trade-off between security and convenience, but it doesn't have to be. There is one brand that has gone to some effort to come up with a design solution that solves both of these problems, and that is Ring. Ring does away with the flimsy mounting bracket entirely, instead using the chassis of the doorbell to secure directly to the wall with 4 screws instead of 2. Now, a mounting bracket necessarily has to be fairly thin, otherwise you're adding a lot of extra depth to the doorbell itself. But doing it this way ensures that that's not a problem. All of the extra thickness is inside the doorbell frame anyway, so you get much thicker, stronger plastic than you would on a mounting bracket. The faceplate then accesses the battery from the front. This comes off fairly easily with the right tools, but it's not as flimsy as it sounds. It has 2 fairly secure hooks into the body of the doorbell at the top, and the bottom is secured with a tamper-proof Torx screw. This is not your normal Torx screw. It actually has a pillar in the center which prevents any other Torx driver or Phillips head or any other screwdriver from engaging with the screw head. This is a little bit of a step up, which is a far sight better than the Phillips head screws you may find on some models if they have a screw at all. Now, this screw doesn't just secure the faceplate to the doorbell frame, it actually goes through the frame and into the battery itself through a threaded metal sleeve. The battery itself is secured within the doorbell body quite firmly. There's no way you're going to force that out. And this creates a very strong interface between the faceplate, the screw, and the doorbell frame. So there's no getting this off. And it's far less likely to be forced than these flimsy faceplates, which could be easily done with a flathead screwdriver. Not that you would need to, since you can simply use a paperclip in many cases. Now, the question is whether any of this is a serious problem. Given the lack of effort by most manufacturers of doorbells to even bother to make this secure, they would seem to think it's not. I've had a look, and there's no published statistics on doorbell theft. While it seems like it would be an obvious thing to do, it's actually not very common, anecdotally at least, according to owners and companies. Stealing doorbell doesn't really get you much. They're already activated and secured to an account. You can't reactivate them without removing it from the original account first, and that requires attaching them to a Wi-Fi network, which is already configured. The only network they can access is your own. They can't reconfigure it on their own without removing it first. So there's no way they can use it or sell it or get any benefit from having this thing. The only reason to steal a doorbell is perhaps to try and conceal the video footage that it's captured. If you have a cloud-based doorbell or one that saves footage to a memory card on an internal hub inside, that doesn't get you anywhere either. So if you're really concerned about it, then go for a Ring. They're confident enough in their design that they actually provide a theft protection guarantee in their subscription plan, which I've only seen on one other doorbell brand, which is Arlo. But considering the unlikeliness that anyone's going to steal your doorbell, it's probably not a huge problem.